In my second chance at life, the first thing I did was rip apart my acceptance letter to Top City University. I also firmly rejected two hopeful guys, Leo and Sam, when they confessed their feelings. Why? Because in my first life, I chose Leo. He abandoned me for Maya right at our wedding, which caused my grandmother, who was like a mother to me, to die from shock and anger. In that dark time, Sam took my hand, promising, "You still have me. I won't ever let you down." He supported me through the hardship, but after we eventually married, he became cold and distant. I assumed he regretted that we couldn't have children. That belief lasted until a car crash where he prioritized saving Maya, who only had minor injuries, over me as I lay dying. I died right there. As my soul wandered, I discovered the truth. My entire life had been a twisted game for Leo, Sam, and Maya. They had already arranged in their wills, long ago, to leave all their money to Maya. The reason I couldn't have children? They had paid a doctor to secretly remove my womb as a sign of their devotion to Maya. Starting this new life, I vowed to avoid them completely and build a life just for me. When I tore up the university letter, my homeroom teacher was stunned. "Sarah, what are you doing? 4 students from our school got into Top City University this year, and you had the highest score in the entire city." She, along with all the other teachers, had such high expectations for me. I calmly replied, "I don't wish to attend Top City University anymore. I've been accepted into the National Institute's Special Research Program. They've also promised medical support for my grandma." My teacher nodded understandingly. "Ah, I see. Given your family's circumstances, study well, aim for a great future, and honor your grandmother's care." I agreed. Before I even had a moment to dwell in the past, Leo and Sam were already downstairs, calling for me urgently. As I walked down, I noticed people pointing and whispering. Someone deliberately tripped me on the stairs and called me an awful name. Confused and limping, I turned a corner and overheard Maya talking with Leo and Sam. "Well, I did see Sarah getting out of a university director's car late one night," Maya said, adding innocently, "but that doesn't mean anything. Maybe Sarah earned her spot fairly." Leo immediately shot back. "Maya, don't defend her. She won't even show her test scores. She must have cheated." Sam agreed. "Yeah, Maya, you're too trusting. She always fools you. A sneaky girl like that is capable of anything." The reality was, joining the research program required signing a non-disclosure agreement about my scores. I never imagined Maya would use this secrecy to spread lies, or that Leo and Sam, who knew how hard I'd studied for Grandma, would choose to believe her. I forced a weak smile. "It doesn't matter," I reassured myself. "Once I officially start the program, my identity will be protected. Then I can finally cut ties with them, stop hearing their poison, and avoid being fooled into a lonely, tragic end again." Pretending I hadn't heard them, I approached the trio. "Were you looking for me?" Leo's annoyed look instantly changed to a warm smile. "Sarah, that's wonderful. We'll be going to the same university after all. Your hard work paid off." Sam echoed his smile. "We can continue to look out for you, not just for college, but for life." A few girls passing by glanced at me with envy, but I felt utterly numb inside. In my previous life, all 4 of us attended the same university. I poured my energy into studies and activities, aiming for a secure future. However, my scholarship and guaranteed graduate school admission were secretly given to Maya instead. False rumors circulated about me having improper relationships with faculty. I endured 4 years of bullying and isolation. During that time, these two claimed they would always protect me. It wasn't until after my death that I learned they were the ones who started all the lies. My countless nights of crying were just entertainment for them, a way to please Maya. Seeing my silence, Maya spoke with a hint of acidity. "Sarah really has it all, doesn't she? Born into wealth, with 2 devoted guys like you. I'm not nearly so lucky. If Sarah hadn't helped me, I couldn't have afforded school." At this, Leo and Sam looked troubled. "Maya, don't say things like that," Leo said. "You're lovely and talented. You'll have an amazing career." After graduation, my dad will give you a manager role. No, Maya, join my family's company, Sam interrupted. I'll offer you an even better position and salary. Whatever you desire, it's yours. They started competing, each offering Maya more. Bitterness swelled in my chest. All those years, such promises and affection were never directed at me. Fake affection can't compare to genuine care. I turned to leave. Leo seemed slightly worried. He reached for my hand. Sarah, don't jump to conclusions. We're only kind to Maya because she's your friend. Sam ruffled my hair playfully, like old times. Don't let your mind run wild. Exams are over. Let's go for a drive. We bought you something. I nodded, deciding not to refuse. I would be leaving soon anyway. This would be a last chance to see the city where we all grew up. In the parking lot, Leo and Sam were both eager for Maya to take the front passenger seat. Maya looked at me, feigning hesitation. Oh, will Sarah mind? Isn't she usually the one who sits up front with you? She might be upset if I take her spot. Before waiting for an answer, Leo ushered Maya into the seat. She won't mind at all, he insisted. Sarah is the most understanding person. Sam shot Leo an irritated look before slamming his car door shut, pouting. As they were about to pull away, they noticed I hadn't gotten in. Rolling down the windows, they looked flustered, awkwardly trying to find words. It's all right, I said evenly. I'll just drive my own car. They both visibly relaxed upon hearing that, though my calm demeanor seemed to confuse them. I rolled up my window, shutting out their inevitable excuses. As I drove, the familiar streets brought back a wave of sharp memories. The three of us had been inseparable growing up. Both their wealthy families had hoped I would marry one of their sons. But after my parents died in an accident, the large Miller family enterprise was left vulnerable, with just me and my aging grandma trying to keep things afloat against circling opportunists. I buried myself in studies, hoping to take over the family responsibilities quickly. Maya, contrastingly, came from poverty and wasn't well liked. Learning she was also an orphan, I sympathized, befriended her, paid her school fees, and encouraged her through tough times. I never dreamed she would perceive my kindness as mere charity, grow envious of my life, and scheme to steal Leo and Sam, ultimately joining forces with them to ruin me. Lost in these reflections, I arrived at our destination. My detached behavior clearly unsettled Leo and Sam. They rushed to open my door and take my bag. Sarah, look around, Leo exclaimed. It's the park we always came to as kids. Sam and I bought the whole place. It's going to be our private getaway, Sam added proudly. I had them plant your favorite yellow roses everywhere. By next year, it'll be an amazing field of flowers. We can come here anytime, drive, watch the stars. Their faces glowed with anticipation. I surveyed the land silently. It was indeed our childhood sanctuary, filled with memories. But I never liked yellow roses. I'm allergic to the pollen of all flowers. While I was lost in thought, fireworks suddenly lit up the sky, spelling out my name in brilliant sparks. Amidst this surreal scene, Leo stepped forward, holding out a jade bracelet. Sarah, this is a family heirloom. My parents told me to give it to the future Mrs. Wilson. I've wanted to give this to you for so long, but today felt right. Sarah, please be with me. Remember that time you nearly drowned and I pulled you out? I would give my life for you, so what's a bracelet? In my past life, these grand gestures had completely deceived me. I naively believed that a childhood romance guaranteed a happy ending, providing security for Grandma and the Miller family. Only upon dying did I understand that such intense devotion could be entirely fabricated. I was about to refuse when Maya suddenly spoke up, sounding victimized. Sarah, why are you telling people I'm spreading lies about you? Now everyone is attacking me online. She held up her phone, showing me the school's online forum. There were hundreds of comments calling me shameless, accusing me of using connections to get through college. The few comments defending me had been twisted to seem like attacks on Maya. Sam grabbed the phone, his face dark with anger. Sarah, how could you do this? Ruin your own reputation if you must, but why attack Maya? Leo, though quieter, watched me with questioning eyes. I contained my anger. I didn't do it. You can investigate if you don't believe me. Neither listened. They were focused on consoling Maya. Maya, don't worry, Leo reassured her. I'll have my family's PR team clear this up. Let's go get some ice cream. That'll cheer you up. They escorted Maya away, not looking back even once. I inhaled deeply, watching the firework embers drift down. Compared to life and death, these petty hurts seemed insignificant. At least I was alive with a clean slate and a future ahead. Wanting to go home, I realized Sam still had my bag. I hurried after them. As I passed behind some bushes, I overheard Sam talking impatiently. Maya, darling, how much longer must we keep this charade going? I can't stand it. Who knows what diseases Sarah might have picked up with her reckless behavior. She can't even distinguish a real antique. It's no wonder older men easily fooled her. How can someone like that be fit to lead the Wilson family? Maya, the real bracelet belongs only on your wrist. Maya, feigning reluctance, replied, But Sarah has done wrong, yet she did help me in the past. How can I just abandon her? If you don't treat her kindly as I ask, I won't speak to you anymore. Hearing this, the two spoiled young men immediately started apologizing to Maya, eager to appease her, even if it meant degrading me further. A decade of friendship worthless against Maya's few calculated words. I forced back tears and turned away. Under the vast night sky, I walked the long way home, exhausted. By the time I arrived, my twisted ankle was significantly swollen. Grandma saw it immediately and brought ointment, her face etched with worry. To ease her concern, I shared my plans about the research institute. Grandma's face lit up with joy. Oh, my Sarah, that's wonderful news. I'm getting old now. You are the only one who can carry the Miller family forward. I nodded, tears welling up. After years of struggle, finally, positive news for our family. We must host a grand celebration, Grandma decided. Her beaming face was exactly like when she saw me off to my wedding in my past life. She had believed I found happiness, only to suffer immense grief at Leo's betrayal. In this second life, I vowed to protect Grandma and myself from repeating that tragedy. Grandma wasn't young, so I took charge of organizing the celebration banquet. Learning about it, Leo and Sam came over, insisting on helping. They even brought a strawberry cake, my childhood favorite, as an apology. Sarah, we haven't heard from you. Are you still upset about the park incident? We truly didn't mean to accuse you. We were just worried you were losing your way. For families like ours, reputation is crucial. I hadn't forgiven them, but I allowed them to stay and help. They owed me too much from the past life for those debts to simply disappear. This life, however, I just wanted to avoid them. After my parents' death, the Miller family's influence waned. My acceptance into the prestigious institute signaled a turnaround, proving the Miller line had successors and wasn't to be underestimated. That's why Grandma placed such importance on this banquet. She wanted to send a clear message. On the party day, the ballroom buzzed with important figures. Maya arrived escorted by Leo and Sam, dressed in a striking designer gown. She scanned the opulent setting, jealousy flickering in her eyes. Sarah certainly landed on her feet, she murmured, just loud enough for me to hear. But it doesn't matter how privileged or smart you are. I have my methods to make your life a living hell. No sooner had she spoken than the large projection screen flickered, displaying shocking photos. Faked images of me, seemingly naked with various men. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Isn't that the eldest Miller daughter? She seems quite experienced. So the rumors about her sleeping her way through college were true. The Miller family is finished if they let their daughter behave like a mistress. I had endured these whispers and stares twice before. Once on my wedding day when Leo chose Maya, leaving Grandma devastated and our family ridiculed, and once at my funeral when Sam proposed to Maya right there, making my entire existence seem like a farce. Remembering those moments, I glanced worriedly at Grandma. She was pale, breathing rapidly, her eyes fixed in horror on the screen. My Sarah would never... Seeing her distress, my heart clenched. I pleaded with the guests nearby. Please, help me get her to the hospital. But they recoiled, avoiding me as if I were contaminated. Finally, Leo and Sam pushed through the stunned crowd. Leo offered to drive while Sam and I supported Grandma out to the car. It's fortunate you arrived when you did. Any later, and it could have been critical, the doctor informed us. I thanked him profusely and stayed by Grandma's bedside. Later, I reviewed the banquet hall's security recordings. As I suspected, the footage clearly showed Maya interfering with the projection equipment. Every single photo was a digital fabrication. I secured the evidence, intending to go to the authorities, but Leo and Sam intercepted me. It was merely a prank, Sarah, Leo argued. Must you escalate this? Think about it. You could ruin Maya's future. I stood frozen for a second, then exploded. And what about me? My grandmother almost died. Does Maya even care? She's destroying me and the Miller family's name. Sam quickly stepped in front of Maya, shoving me back forcefully. Get a grip, Sarah. Your grandma is stable now, right? There's no smoke without fire. You must have done something questionable for these rumors to even start. His words were like daggers, but my heart felt too numb to bleed anymore. I tried to push past them, but Leo seized my wrist, his expression hard. Sarah, don't waste your time. Our families can ensure no lawyer will touch this case. When I didn't yield, he squeezed tighter. Remember, your grandmother is still vulnerable in the hospital. I could halt her medical care with one call. Right then, he started dialing a number on his phone. A wave of terror washed over me. No, stop. I was wrong, I whispered, collapsing to my knees, tears finally breaking free. I couldn't gamble with Grandma's life. Sam then snatched my phone from my hand and smashed it violently against the floor. You will never harm Maya while we are here to protect her, he declared, glaring down at me. I remained on the cold ground, the full weight of the pain crashing down as their figures retreated. 2 lifetimes of betrayal and hurt erupted, and I wept bitterly. Childhood vows were lies, their affections a cruel performance. Only the deep wounds were real. I don't know how long I stayed there before pulling myself together and returning to the hospital. Fearing Leo and Sam might try to interfere with Grandma's treatment, I remained by her side day and night for several days. During this period, Maya relentlessly sent messages to my replacement phone. Photos of her traveling, bungee jumping with Leo and Sam, indulging in activities we had once dreamed of doing together but never had. I blocked her number. One afternoon, looking up from Grandma's bedside, I saw 2 imposing men standing there. They saluted me crisply. Sarah Miller, we are medical personnel dispatched by the Institute. Rest assured, while you are away, we will guarantee your grandmother's safety and well-being. I understood then it was time to depart. I went back to the Miller estate one last time, methodically removing every trace of Leo and Sam from my life. Then, I boarded a plane, resolute not to look back. Leo and Sam were not my safety net. I had to rely solely on myself, for Grandma, for the Miller family's legacy, and for my own bright future. After their vacation, the start of the university term approached. Leo and Sam were outwardly cheerful, but an underlying unease bothered them. They knew the incident with Maya at the party had crossed a line. Sarah had endured so much, losing her parents at a young age, left with only her elderly grandmother. If she stumbled, perhaps it wasn't entirely her fault. They had grown up together. Wasn't it their duty, like older brothers, to guide her? Musing on this, they purchased numerous expensive gifts for Sarah on their way home. Upon returning, they took various health supplements and gifts to the hospital to visit Grandma, but were stopped at the door. The patient is under special protection. Please refrain from disturbing her recovery, they were firmly told. Being dismissed as irrelevant stung Leo and Sam deeply. They had known Sarah their whole lives, practically family. How could they be shut out? Sam clenched his fists, ready to argue, but Leo, ever the calculating heir, stopped him, sensing the guards were not ordinary security. What about Sarah? Where is she? Leo demanded. Let her come out and tell us herself if we're really outsiders. The curt, 4-word reply was chilling. No comment available. They left, feeling disheartened and confused. Sam cursed under his breath. Sarah's attitude is becoming unbearable. Who taught her to act like this? Honestly, we spoiled her too much. Leo felt a growing sense of unease, a strange void opening inside him. Let's go check the old Miller house, he suggested. Arriving there, they found the large house completely dark and silent. A shiver ran down even Sam's spine. They vaulted the fence as they used to do as mischievous kids and crept inside, heading straight for Sarah's bedroom. It was utterly empty, save for a thin layer of dust. All her belongings were gone. What happened? Where did Sarah go? Leo murmured, finding it hard to grasp. Where are all the gifts I gave her? She used to treasure them. My presents are gone too. And all our photos, the travel journals, Sam added, bewildered. They exchanged uneasy glances. Where could she possibly have gone? The Miller family lost its influence years ago. Who would dare shelter her? Sam speculated angrily. She's likely hiding just to spite us. When we track her down, I'm going to give her a serious talking to. The Millers might be down, but she can't treat us like royalty. The two began frantically calling friends and contacts, asking about Sarah. They deployed their family's security details to scour the city. But by dawn, despite an exhaustive search, there was no trace of Sarah. All her identification and bank cards remained inactive. They couldn't get near Grandma, the only person likely to know her whereabouts. Sarah, the girl who had always been a constant presence in their lives, had vanished utterly as if into thin air. A profound sense of fear and loss enveloped both Leo and Sam. Even an invitation from Maya failed to lift their spirits. Where did Sarah go? They obsessed. Is she furious with us? Will she ever forgive us? The room stayed heavy with silence. The bright, intelligent girl they knew was truly gone. After a lengthy flight and subsequent drive, I finally reached my destination. The lead professor greeted me with enthusiasm. Ah, Sarah, we've been eagerly anticipating your arrival, our most promising candidate. We were genuinely dismayed to hear you'd initially chosen Top City University. We couldn't bear to lose such talent. Thank you, Professor, I replied, bowing respectfully. I will work diligently and prove worthy of your confidence. The professor inquired why I had first opted for the other university. I hesitated. It was Leo and Sam's dream, I eventually admitted. We grew up together, inseparable. We made a pact to attend the same college, stay together always. Then, Maya entered the picture and I was pushed aside. Leo and Sam secured places through family influence. They even spent heavily to ensure Maya got in too. Yet, they turned around and smeared my name. I let out a bitter chuckle. I was young, naive, trusted the wrong individuals, took the wrong path. Now, with this second chance, I won't falter again. Life has granted me a reset, and I fully intend to seize it. The professor patted my shoulder, relieved. Excellent, truly excellent. I confess I worried if a young woman accustomed to privilege could endure the rigors here, but you seem resolute. The future is yours to shape. No hardship here could possibly compare to my past life, I reflected privately. At least now, Grandma is safe, and I haven't squandered my existence on two undeserving men. In the following days and weeks, I immersed myself completely in my studies. One day, leaving the laboratory, I was shocked to see Leo and Sam standing there. I rubbed my eyes, thinking exhaustion was playing tricks, but they distinctly called my name. A fellow researcher whispered, Sarah, be careful with those two wealthy types. Rumor has it they donated $20 million to the lab just for visiting privileges. Sam, overhearing, pulled me aside, annoyed. Can't you ever stay out of trouble? Always needing to be the center of attention. If you're that desperate for notice, just agree to marry me. I subtly motioned for my colleague to leave, aware that Sam's temper would only escalate the situation. Leo, maintaining some composure, regarded me with a complicated expression. Sarah, why did you leave without a single word? Why abruptly change your university choice? Why discard everything we gave you? Why did you abandon us? The barrage of questions made my head throb. I massaged my temples, irritated. Leo, What gives you the authority to interrogate me? What exactly are you to me? He stammered, I am. His hand hovered, unable to complete the sentence. In this lifetime, I had never accepted his confession, never fallen for him. To me, he was now insignificant. As for that faint childhood crush, it had been utterly extinguished by repeated betrayals. Even the perpetually proud Sam seemed humbled, lowering his usually arrogant gaze slightly. Sarah, what we did, that last time, was wrong. But you didn't have to be so utterly ruthless. Do you have any idea how desperately we searched for you? He explained that after my departure, their desperation drove them nearly mad. Ultimately, they had no recourse but to plead with my grandma to reveal my whereabouts. Grandma, ever kind-hearted and having watched them grow up, couldn't bear their distress and finally told them of my decision. I had chosen neither of them, but opted for an entirely new life. Thus, they tracked me down here, leveraging all their connections and sparing no expense, just for one more chance to see me. But their explanation left my heart unmoved. I retrieved my phone and played the audio recording from the day at the park, the conversation where they revealed their true feelings about me to Maya. Then, I looked at them both, my face devoid of expression. Stop pretending. The game is over. If you like Maya, then pursue her. Don't use my life as a pawn to fulfill your twisted notion of great love. I have my own life to lead, and I expect you not to interfere anymore. As soon as the words left my mouth, their previously confident expressions turned ashen. They opened their mouths, but no sound came out, only the damning recording echoing between us. Sam made a move towards my phone, but I stepped back sharply, fixing him with a glare. This is a high-security research center. Personnel are everywhere. Don't even consider destroying evidence. And don't you dare think about threatening me with my grandmother again. Mentioning Grandma ignited a sharp, indescribable pain within me. Grandma had treated them so kindly, almost like her own grandsons. Summer fruit teas, winter wool scarves, snacks to presents, everything was always prepared in threes. And their response? Threatening her life when I was at my most vulnerable, desperate for help. I cannot forgive them. I will not forgive them. Leo's serious face held a trace of heartache. Sarah, it's not what you believe. I only said that to frighten you that day. Grandma is like family to us. How could I genuinely harm her? Exactly, Sarah, Sam chimed in anxiously, though he kept his distance, glancing around nervously. Remember, we helped you get Grandma to the hospital, I sneered. I took that into account, which is why I didn't pursue charges then. But my patience is exhausted. Leo, Sam, I am no longer the helpless girl you once knew. I will not allow anyone to harm me or my grandma again. The road ahead is long, and I have neither the time nor the energy to be entangled with people who are not worth it. They attempted to argue further, but Research Center security intervened. Excuse me, gentlemen. Your visiting time has concluded. Please depart so we may resume our work peacefully. Reluctantly, they turned to leave. After a few steps, Leo looked back one last time. Sarah, we grew up side by side. I cannot believe your heart can be this cold, erasing our past. We made mistakes, yes, but we will demonstrate our sincerity. Our feelings for you have never wavered. Sam nodded earnestly beside him. Someday you will forgive us. Hearing these words now struck me as purely laughable. In both past and present lives, they'd uttered similar sentiments. Previously, they used shared childhood memories to manipulate me, tricking me into marriage, only to abandon me in an empty house, letting my youth wither away. I still don't comprehend it. I was the one who shared their childhood, so why did they refuse to believe in me? Why inflict such pain upon me for Maya, someone they had only recently met? And if they truly loved Maya, why the current pretense of deep affection for me? I couldn't tell if these words were genuine remorse or merely another layer of deception orchestrated for Maya's benefit. All I knew for certain was that my future held no place for them, and I had no desire ever to see them again. However, I underestimated their tenacity. For a period, the food quality at the research center noticeably improved, consistently featuring dishes I particularly enjoyed. Every afternoon, without fail, a large strawberry cake arrived, enough for everyone, from the directors down to the cleaning staff. My senior researcher couldn't resist commenting, "Sarah, are they attempting to court you? They're certainly investing heavily." "Jealous?" I quipped back. "What's there to be jealous of? Anyone committed to this path wouldn't be concerned with such trivialities." It was true. I was no longer the girl easily swayed by a cake or sweet platitudes. I now possessed a promising future, a meaningful life. Leo and Charlie were merely insignificant bumps on the long road ahead. But the more indifferent I acted, the more persistent their efforts became. A deluge of gifts began arriving, pushing me towards frustration. Finally, it was my professor who intervened, putting a firm stop to their ridiculous charade. I enjoyed a period of tranquility, but when I returned home for a holiday break, encountering them was unavoidable. This time, both looked utterly worn out. One, the proud heir of a powerful family, the other, a defiant, wealthy son. Now they both appeared weary, drained of their former youthful arrogance. I was assisting Grandma with a walk in the yard, enjoying the warm sun, when Leo and Sam appeared, accompanied by a tearful Maya. "Sarah, we must speak with you," Leo stated gravely. "I understand you don't wish to see us, but this is the absolute last time. If we don't clear the air, we'll never find peace." I had no desire to engage with them, but Grandma gently patted my hand. "Go on, dear. Avoiding issues never resolves them. Regardless of the outcome, you need closure for yourself." Resigned, I led them into the living room. The moment they stepped inside, both Leo and Sam dropped to their knees, their faces contorted in what looked like profound pain. "Sarah," Leo began, his voice thick with emotion, "the night after you disappeared, we both experienced the exact same dream. In it, we committed unspeakable acts against you. The dream felt intensely real, as if it had actually occurred. Only then did we finally comprehend why you left, why you've been so cold towards us." I remained silent, but tears were already coursing down their cheeks. Suddenly, Maya rushed towards me, sobbing uncontrollably. "Sarah, please, you must help me. I never intended to destroy things between you all. I didn't do anything wrong. I genuinely liked both of them, and I wanted to repay your kindness." "Shut your mouth." Sam grabbed Maya abruptly and slapped her hard across the face. He was trembling with fury. "You manipulative viper. It's entirely because of you that everything between Sarah and us turned out this way. We discovered your diary hidden beneath the table. You don't even care for us. You only got close out of sheer jealousy, intending to hurt Sarah by using us." What they revealed instantly solved mysteries that had plagued me across 2 lifetimes. Maya had meticulously used her knowledge of Leo and Sam's preferences, details gleaned through her association with me, to mold herself into their supposed ideal woman. She played calculated games, alternating between coy innocence and alluring sweetness, like a cat tormenting mice, keeping both men ensnared. Realizing she could no longer maintain the facade, Maya dropped all pretense. Her eyes turned crimson with rage as she screamed at her former suitors. So what if I did it all deliberately? Why should she possess everything from birth, while I had to survive on her cast-offs? I am just as beautiful and intelligent as she is. So why were you both so utterly infatuated with her? I couldn't stand it, not one bit. I wanted to ruin her, to demonstrate that her precious love meant absolutely nothing. It was merely trash I could casually discard. Sam had heard enough and kicked Maya viciously. Always a troublemaker in his youth, he fought without restraint, and this time his rage was explosive. Worried they would tarnish the Miller family home with their violence, I intervened sharply. "Enough! If you intend to fight, do it outside. Don't stage this drama in front of me." "Sarah, I am so profoundly sorry," Sam choked out, looking utterly defeated. "I was too stupid, completely fooled by her lies, forgetting the history we shared, forgetting how incredible you truly are." They stared at me, broken, before dissolving into uncontrollable sobs. Ethan kept muttering incoherently, I never stopped caring about you. It's just, you were always so brilliant, so amazing. I doubted if I was ever good enough to win you over. So I lied to myself, believed those terrible things. They had thought their actions would drag me down, keep me bound to them indefinitely. But life unfolded differently than they planned. I struggled, found strength in the mire, grew wings, and flew far, far away. They had indeed written their wills, leaving everything to Maya. After the confrontation, Maya ended up hospitalized, her face permanently scarred, and she was expelled from university. Leo and Sam faced repercussions as well. Leveraging my connection with the professor, I applied pressure to their families, ensuring they would permanently stay out of my life. They could bully the vulnerable, orphaned Sarah Miller they once knew, but not the resilient fighter I had become. Returning to the research center, the sunlight felt particularly bright and warm. I didn't know what the future held for the three of them, but I knew with certainty that my own path forward was finally clear, a path illuminated by promise and brilliance.